Welcome to Lame But Sensible. Have you ever heard a ghost story, felt fear, and tried to understand where that fear really comes from? Tonight, let's see what one silent boy makes us notice, and what he makes us question. This is the story of the silent boy. There was a small village on top of the hills, where people lived happily during the day. But night was different. The villagers believed a woman lived in the mountains. They whispered stories about her every morning. Some said she was a ghost of the forest. Some said she was once a child. Most people had never seen her. They had only heard about her from someone else. In the same village, there were 3 boys, Manuj, Ravi, and Arun. They wanted to test whether the ghost stories were true. That afternoon, they tied a red flag to a banyan tree deep inside the forest. They decided to go at night. Whoever brought the flag back would prove whether the ghost was real or just another story. Arun wasn't deaf, but he heard less. Soft voices and whispers often slipped past him. As they were about to go into the forest, a voice came from the darkness. An old man stepped forward, holding a lantern. "Don't go into the woods," he said. "There is a woman in that forest. She was once from this village, ignored, unspoken to. When she died, people buried her in the forest. Since then, the nights belong to her. When you pass through the woods, you will hear her call your name, and if you listen, she won't let you go until you leave the forest." For Ravi and Manuj, fear settled in, but Arun didn't hear the story clearly. The words slipped past him. Manuj laughed nervously. "That's such a lame story," he said, "but it is scary. So I'll go first." Afraid, yet trying to prove he was brave, he walked into the forest with a torch. As Manuj entered the forest, the old man's words played again in his head. "She will call your name." He tried to ignore it. Then he heard it. "Manuj! Manuj!" He didn't want to turn, but fear forced him to. A woman stood there in white, laughing as she moved closer, with huge hands and scary face. Manoj's legs gave up. He ran, screaming, and didn't stop until he was out of the forest. Hearing Manuj, Ravi forced a laugh. "You might have just had a dream," he said. "Let me go." He took the torch and walked into the forest. At first, he felt confident. With every step, the confidence faded. The old man's story returned to his mind. The same words, the same warning. He felt a hand on his shoulder. He kept walking, then another hand on the other shoulder. Then he heard, "Ravi! Ravi! Come here!" Fear took over. He turned. A woman stood there in white, just like Mano had described. Ravi ran back toward the campfire, screaming all the way, trying not to hear her voice. When Ravi returned, Arun looked at his face. "It's my turn," he said. He didn't wait to hear Ravi's words. He took the torch and walked into the forest. At first, fear followed him too. The story still lingered. The wind brushed past him. Insects moved around him. For a moment, it felt like a whisper. He almost turned, but it was only the breeze. As Arun walked deeper into the forest, the fear slowly became lighter. His mind stayed calm. Soon, he saw the banyan tree, huge and silent. A strong wind passed as he reached it. Arun untied the flag and started walking back. By the time he returned, the sky was already beginning to brighten. Arun returned holding the flag. Manuj and Ravi stared at him. "You didn't hear her? You didn't see her?" Arun smiled softly. He nodded his head and smiled. "So now, think about it. Was Arun protected because he heard less? Or did nothing really exist? Once the night passed, do you believe ghosts are real? Or was it just fear, slowly building in their minds? There's no right answer. If this story made you feel something,